Hi there, this is Roach. I thought I would say a few words in response to some messages I've seen put around, a question posed. I don't know if you can hear that, there's an aeroplane above. A question as to whether even the supposed good stuff we see going on right now is a Psyop, short for psychological operation. First, you've got the Q movement. I've already said that to me in my past videos, the energy seems to be quite negative. It's focused on negative things. It might be talking about good events happening, let's say they are happening, but it's not telling anybody about raising their vibration and raise your level of consciousness, because that's what's happening now. And if you get stuck in the muck of worrying about what's happening or not happening, you're stuck in the muck. Even if you're conscious and aware of the muck you're dealing with, you're still head down in it. You're not raising above it. So I've heard people ask, is it a Psyop? Like one or two of the other quite big names of people who are piling on the information of people, telling them why they should be afraid. However, someone the other day also asked me if even the ascension stuff, the talking about moving into 5D consciousness, could be a Psyop. Because even though it's telling people to raise their consciousness, the question is it really doing a good thing? And a very simple answer came to me in that, and so I thought I'd just share that. And it's answered quite simply in the bottom line of everything. A Psyop, by whom, against whom? Who would be doing it, and who are they doing it to? Because it's all consciousness. Speaking as a spiritual teacher who's realised everything is consciousness, and I, the consciousness that I've realised, am everything. So are you. Just I've realised it, and maybe you have as well. So if anyone or anything is doing anything to anyone, it's still consciousness doing it to itself. It's still you at your most fundamental level doing it to yourself. So who's doing the Psyop then? Who are they doing it to? Well, it's your own unconscious mind doing it to you. This place has been referred to as Maya, M-A-Y-A, you may have heard that before, interpreted as illusion, dream, projection, hologram, a play in consciousness, the dance of Leela. But I've always quite liked the dream analogy particularly. And that's what this place is. The one being, the one consciousness, source, God, life, pure, energetic, intelligent, creating an experience for itself. And so here we are, experiencing the experience that I, the one consciousness with you are, I have experienced for myself, questioning, oh, they're doing this to me. They're not really. No one's doing anything to you. Even if your life is pretty horrible, on the fundamental, most basic level, it's still consciousness which you are doing it to itself. As shocking as that may be. And having begun this as a teenager who was suicidal at the time, I understand if things are difficult. That's how I found this. I demanded from life, you better show me there's a reason and an end to this, or I'm out of here. I'm not having it. So life did, because it's my own consciousness. And when you ask for help And when you want a solution, when you want an answer, because it's your own consciousness you're talking to, it gives you what you want, what you need to grow. On the other hand, if you focus on the problems, the worries, the difficulties, the pain, the suffering, and you wallow in that because it's all encompassing and you're so engrossed in it, all you're telling the one consciousness which you are is, I'm really engrossed in this. This is all encompassing. I'm really stimulated by this problem, this pain, this suffering. So give me more. When you say, look, I'm not effing having any more, I have had enough. Life goes, okay, whoa, okay, mate, here you are. We'll give you something different. You only had to ask. But you ask from a position of strength or giving up. Nope, I've had enough. I've had enough. Either way, it's a letting go of the suffering, refusing to accept it any longer. Or giving up, I can't take any more. That is the same energy, it's a letting go as opposed to fighting, but either way there is a letting go of the problem, of the wish to continue suffering. Even though that wish is unconscious, like having a bad dream. Who's responsible for your dream when you're having a bad dream, a nightmare? It's not someone else, is it? Not at the time, it's our own mind creating the dream. And we would say we really, really hate it, and yet there we are in the dream, experiencing it, creating it for ourselves. So this way, as I teach, is stepping back, connecting with the source, the awareness that's observing the dream, and realizing I'm not the character in the dream, I'm the one observing it. I'm behind it all. This is within me. This is me. This is created by my own unconscious mind for me to experience. And then everything changes. So again, if it's a psyop, anything and everything, it's just a play in consciousness. By all means explore what's going on if you're moved to. Read, watch videos, explore it, but always as much as you can, remain in the experience. I'm aware now of being aware. I'm in contact with my own nature, my own being behind it all. The rest is just a play of dance of images and sensory experiences from electrical impulses. And yet, which is so intimately me and my own nature, we are one and the same. The experience of being here is experiencing being in my own nature. Because this is all me, consciousness which you are. So all the time I come back to this, so no one external is doing anything to me. So from that perspective, whoever does what to anybody or anything, I'm responsible. Not to blame, any more than when you're having a dream and it's bad, you're to blame. It's just the energies playing out, expressing themselves. Now, from the perspective of whether the ascension stuff into 5D consciousness is a psyop as well, if it is, it's a pretty good one. Because it is what is happening if you observe it. As you start to become more conscious and start to look out and notice synchronicities around you and incredible things are lining up, incredible things, solutions to problems you hadn't even become totally aware of yet, and the solution is already there. It's incredible. Hearing people and seeing things around you, everything just linking in together. This is the consciousness level, the vibration speeding up and everything becoming more in tune with each other. That is if you're aware of it. If you're quite dense and focused on the physical problems and you're scrabbling around in the dirt still trying to solve everything, trying to blame, see who's to blame and who you can point fingers at, then yeah, you're not going to notice the changes up here. And that's fine, there's no judgment from me. Again, it's all consciousness. Who would I be to tell another part of consciousness that you're wrong? You see, so there's nothing to blame. No one to judge either. No one to say you're doing it wrong, because you're not doing it wrong. It's just consciousness doing what it does. On a spiritual level. So come back to that. Come back to that. As usual, you feel the breathing, because that gives the mind an anchor and something to calm. Become aware of the physical body and the sensations all of the body. You can become aware of the sounds, another aeroplane going over there. Become aware of what you can see around you. If you're looking at the screen now, which obviously you are, because you wouldn't hear me saying this otherwise probably, be aware of your peripheral vision around the screen. While I'm looking at the screen now, the camera bit, I can see the leaves of the trees and the grass and the leaves on the floor. I can see someone walking over there, cars over there. You know, it's happening. And while you're doing this, you haven't got to hold on to it all at once. Once you focus on a sound or the image, you might let go of the breathing. That's fine, that's not the point. It's just experiencing what's here and recognizing I'm aware now. At this moment, I'm aware. And don't then think about, oh, I'm aware, and then try and look, then you've left it and you're trying to remember what it was like. At any moment you can be aware now and hold that state. And it becomes like walking a tripwire. Tripwire? A tightrope, excuse me. Where you're walking, you're aware that you're aware, but you can't think about being aware, because then you step off it. You fall off it into thought, imagination and memory. Instead, you are aware, I am. And it's the I am we come back to. I, the source, consciousness, God, life, whatever you want to call it. That's the beginning and the end. We've heard this in the book, haven't we, in the Bible? I am the way, the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Be still and know that I am God. I'm not religious, but the words are there. It's about being aware. So whoever's doing anything to anybody, it's consciousness. And you must begin at your point of consciousness and experience life from there. And then you'll allow life to unfold and consciousness will just do what it does. Thank you.